Okay, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. By the way, welcome to Microdose U. I am Dr. Dave. This is a perfect example. This is going to be one of the most, I guess, down and dirty, rough in a good way, meaning I'm not going to edit. But I'm going to just speak from my heart. Not that I don't do this on every episode, because I do, but you're going to see the difference today because I've got a lot of questions that people have been asking me over a long period of time about my microdose journey, my the podcast I'm doing, all the stuff I'm doing for you guys as well. So I've got a lot of these questions, and I'm going to answer them from my heart. And I just don't even remember if I've ever done anything like this before in the 4 years history of this show or not. But we're going to make this happen, and I think you're going to love it. And like I said, I really I don't want to edit anything. If there's a long pause about something, if I'm thinking. We're going to do this in real time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the YouTube version of it, you might even see me occasionally taking a sip of some very special oolong tea that I've got that I absolutely love. I should actually put that, God, I should put that on my, what is it? I've got like an Amazon, what is it? What is it called? Amazon store, not a storefront, but the products that I use that I recommend, because people ask me all the time, like, what kind of supplements do you use? And I've got it all on a storefront, which is always in the show notes. So I should actually put this special oolong tea in there because I love it. It's like the best tea I've ever had in my life. And I've been drinking tea for decades, white tea, green tea, you name it. But this tea is very special. But anyway, let's get into some questions that people have been asking me. And you'll see what I'm talking about, how this show is going to develop, evolve, or how this episode, I should say, is going to develop. See, already, I probably would have edited that out. The only exception I'll make as far as editing goes, if I go into some kind of like, and I don't think it's going to happen, but some kind of like coughing spell or something like that, I'll probably edit that out, and I'll let you know. But otherwise, let's get right into this material. First question that I've been given. Oh, this tea is wonderful. Okay, Dr. Dave, what was the exact moment you realized that Microdose U needed to exist? So when this person's asking me Microdose U, referring to Microdose U, I'm assuming that we're referring to the podcast, what I'm doing here, what I'm sharing with you, what I'm teaching. What's the exact moment? Oh, that's an easy one. And by the way, I want to share with you also, I have not rehearsed the answers to these questions. They're going to be totally from my heart and from my brain as I'm reading them, and nothing's rehearsed and nothing is scripted in any way. The very first time I microdosed, I remember exactly. I remember where I was. I remember what I did. And as I started to feel better, and by the way, I was one of the fortunate ones because when I started microdosing, I did start to feel better sooner rather than later, and probably quicker than most people do. So I don't want that to be something that gets you frustrated or upset that it's not working immediately for you, because everybody is different. And it did work reasonably quickly for me. See, here we go. I'm not going to edit. I'm not editing anything. Because I was on, I was on an antidepressant. I was on an SSRI, Lexapro. I think I was on up to 20 milligrams at one point. That's how bad I was, in pretty bad shape. But once I started using this really special sacred medicine called Psilocybin from magic mushrooms, I knew immediately that I had to share this with the world, because I couldn't keep this secret inside of me, because if it was helping me so much, why wouldn't I want to spread the word and share with others all over the world? So that's the moment. The moment it started working for me, I said to myself, I've got to share this with other people that I love, and people that I don't even know yet, but people that I probably will get to know. And then, well, fast forward 4+ years, this has turned into an unbelievable community that I am just so grateful for every single day that we all share with each other. So that's the answer to that question. The next question I have here is, how has your personal relationship with psilocybin evolved since you started the show? Well, I think because I'm constantly involved with other people like you, other people that want to make their lives better. It has given me, it is I'd say, made my relationship with the medicine that much better, because it means I'm always thinking about it. Whether it's I'm thinking about a podcast episode that I've got to do to help you, or whether I'm thinking how to even make it better as far as like things that go along with microdosing, like journaling. By the way, if you're watching the YouTube, not that you have to, because the audio version is just as good if you're on Apple, Spotify. But if you're not on YouTube, you're not seeing this. I carry my journal here, I'm sure, with me everywhere I go, and it truly does help the journey. And it's hard to even say why, because I do a lot of writing, some days more than others. But again, it's turned into this lifestyle. And if I hadn't started the show, I probably wouldn't be as immersed in it as I am now, like always thinking about how can I make things better? How can I help my followers live better lives? So that's helped me as well, because again, it's kind of like we're all in this together, guys. I'm nobody special. I'm just somebody who has maybe a different timeline than you have. I started microdosing about 4.5 years ago. Perhaps our timelines are a little different, and so I'm ahead. Maybe not everybody. There's some followers I have that have been doing it longer than I have, and maybe that are actually even much more experienced. But I started about 4.5 years ago, and I'm sharing the journey. And I know that I've helped a lot of you. I got a question here. Was there ever a time that you thought about stopping the podcast? And what pulled you back in? Oh yeah, absolutely. There were probably various times that I thought about stopping. I guess the most common thing that comes to mind, like something that almost got me to stop. And I haven't stopped, and I don't plan to stop. I don't want this to scare you. But sometimes I just feel like, have I given all the information I can give, and there's nothing new? And like, why do I need to keep recording new episodes when I've got nothing new to say? But then that quickly turns into, wait a minute, that's totally not true. There's always something new. I mean, of course, psilocybin, LSD, whatever we're talking about, it's not new, and it's been around for forever. But there's always new turns and twists and things to do and things to learn about it and learn about the journey. So, and then, and I'll get into, so there's some other questions. I think, I have not studied these questions, and I have not formulated answers. So I'm doing this on the fly. But I think there's some more things here that I'm going to share with you about the struggles of running a podcast, of producing a podcast. And it's not easy out there. It's not, but I love doing it. And that's why I continue to do it, because I love helping other people. You've talked about kindness, judgment, and spiritual growth. How has Microdose U changed you, meaning me as a person? And I know I've talked about this one quite a bit on previous episodes, but I really do believe that the medicine has turned me into a kinder person. I think I used to judge people more. I was tougher on people, even people that I was really close with. I think I maybe gave them my harsh opinion too easily, which I see that I shouldn't have. I should listen more. I should be kinder. I should realize that everybody's different. Everybody's going through their own struggle. And that's what the mushrooms have been teaching me, not only about myself, but listen to other people more. Don't be so quick to judge, and don't be so quick to say you're doing something wrong. And just listen, because everybody's struggle is very different. And a lot of your struggles I've never gone through. And many of them I have, though, are similar or a little bit different, but we're all in this together. So yeah, it's taught me a lot about how to relate to other people and understand them and help make their lives better than ever as well. Next question, do you feel that, and when I say do you feel, it's always directed to me because these are questions that people have written into me, and I've reworded and reworked the questions a little bit just to make them easier to understand sometimes. But again, I have not rehearsed this at all. We're in this in real time together, guys, and I'm talking to you like we're sitting down for coffee, tea. Well, we are sitting down for tea or dinner or whatever. Mhm. Do you feel the medicine still teaches you even while you're teaching others? Oh, absolutely. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I'm, I'm a forever student. I'm learning every day. And that might be, and again, this might come up later. I'm not sure, but that might be one of the reasons that I continue to microdose because it's always teaching me more. I mean, yes, I could have stopped after a month, after 2 months or a year. I could have stopped and maybe my life would have been better. I'm not sure. But like we've talked about before, the first year of microdosing, I learned how to control and get my anxiety and depression totally, like pretty much gone. The second year, I learned, I think, a little bit more about spirituality, things like that. The third year might have been about my physical health. Again, I don't remember these exactly now because they all kind of mold into and blend in each other. And the fourth year, and I'm in the fifth year now, but the fourth year, I went pretty deep and what was that? I think deeper into my physical health, eating program, workout, exercise, things like that. I got really deep into that. I'm just trying to become a better person for me. And the mushrooms told me something, and I did share this with you, but the mushrooms told me something a couple months ago that they said to me, David, your age reached its maximum about 3 years ago, which would have put me at about 67 or so. And now, as time goes on, you're actually getting younger. Now, I realize I can't get chronologically younger. The calendar is the calendar. I can't get chronologically, but I'm talking about the way I feel, my medical, physical, mental health. It's all getting better and younger. And I really do feel better now than I did 3-4 years ago, like much. There was a point, I think there was a point maybe 2 to 3 years ago that, I felt like I was really going downhill physically. But I've worked out some things and wow, now it's a different ball game, guys. Totally different ball game. I really do feel that now I can do things that I was not able to do, 10 or 15 years ago even. Except one exception I'll give you, and I'm working on this. It's my knees. My knees still are a problem. At my age, I've got some osteoarthritis, not some pretty advanced osteoarthritis. And I've been a marathon runner a good part of my life. And that probably that's part of the thing that probably did it to me. A skier, long distance backpacker, multi-day backpacker. I loved going into the backcountry of the Grand Canyon, all the way deep inside the Grand Canyon, backpacking with my wife and my group for sometimes we do 7, 8, 9 days at a time. It was wonderful, but I think my knees have taken a toll. It's taken a toll on my knees, and I don't know if I could do a long backpack like that. And I don't know, I'm really working on it still. So there's a lot of this is a work in progress, but other than my knees, I feel like I am feeling younger than ever. I really, really do. And a lot of that is mindset, but a lot of that is what the mushrooms have taught me to do with my body. Somebody asked, what's the creative process like when you sit down to record an episode? Do you script it or do you just flow? Okay, so every episode is different, and this one's way different. So this is like the anomaly. So I'm not even going to talk about this one because you see what I'm doing here. I'm just totally answering these questions on the fly, totally unrehearsed, unscripted, unedited, anything. But normally, a normal episode will be, here's what happens. During the course of time, let's say during my week, I listen to you all. I think a lot, and let's just say a lot of people are asking me questions about. I'm just going to make this one up now, but people are asking me questions about SSRIs and do I need to get off of them before I start microdosing or things. Another common question is how long does it take? Things like that. So I think to myself, well, a lot of people are asking me these questions now. It's about time I do an episode on blank, whatever that blank is. Sometimes I think about it a little bit. Other times I know what I'm going to talk about, and I just turn the mic on and start talking. But it's usually not scripted, meaning I know loosely what I'm going to say, but I don't really script it out. Again, I just speak from my heart. I think I know what you want to hear, and I speak from my heart. Other times, if there's something a little more scientific I want to talk about, I do script it out slightly. But then I always get into these days. I always get into answering the questions on the second part of the show, and that's always it's never scripted out. I just speak from how I want to answer the question, and I pretty much know how to answer these questions. I hope that helps. I mean, right now, I wish you could see me. I'm in my studio. I love my studio. It's in the lower floor of my home. It's an area that's totally different. In other words, nobody else comes in here except for me. I love it. It's like a safe, sacred place for me to hang out in my studio. My ideas flow. I've got some lighting here. You can't see it because the lighting is pointing at me. If you're watching it on YouTube, you can see that I'm well lit, but you can't. I should really one time I should just turn things around and show you what the studio looks like. But I'm not prepared to do that today because I'm in the middle of. If you haven't noticed, I'm in the middle of recording an episode, so we won't do that today. Is there a moment behind the mic that no one knows about? Something that really surprised you? A moment behind the mic that no one knows about. Probably, yes. Probably, I can't think of it right now though. Oh my God, what would it be? A crazy thing behind something that happened behind the mic that, and I'll tell you, one thing I can think of, I recorded an entire episode. I had to scrap it because I just didn't think it was up to par. I will not publish an episode unless I believe it really worked out well and I believe it's going to help the vast majority of people that listen to it or watch it. I don't want to just record an episode just to record it. So it's got to be really meaningful before I say, okay, this is going to be fine. And luckily, most of them are really good. Most of them I really think are going to be helpful to most people. Now, does every episode resonate with every follower, every listener, every friend? No, not everyone. And this is a little bit not really related to the question. Well, kind of related, but not exactly. But look, I mean, the most popular episodes I do are here's how to microdose from start to finish. Here's what you do. Step 1, step 2. Here, the absolute beginner's guide. Those are the most popular episodes. But I'm not here for popularity necessarily. I'm here to help people. So I realized that, and this episode today, I don't know if it's going to resonate with people or not, but I'm going to release it because, again, it's from my heart. And if you're a follower and you know me enough to know that, I speak from my heart, I think it's going to resonate with you. But will this resonate with the people that are only looking for answers like, what's my beginning dosage? How do I get off of an SSRI? Question. I mean, it might not resonate with them, but I feel like I've got to do things that are going to resonate with also my followers that just want to know more information about my journey and even the show. So that's why I'm doing this. That probably didn't answer that exact question, but I'm sorry. I don't have it. If it comes back to me during this episode, was there a moment behind the mic that no one knows about? Then I'll but I don't know if there is. I just don't know. Okay. How do you decide which topics make the cut and which stay private? I'll tell you this, I don't have a lot of private things. Like I'm not holding in any secrets that I say, I can't share this with my followers. No, this is not going to go to, I know there are no secrets. Whatever I do in my life, pretty much I'll share with you. Now the exceptions are, and I've told you this many times, like I don't share, and this is for a different reason, but I don't share on this public forum, this public podcast, because anybody can get to it. I don't share sources. Like if you ask me, how do I find the best source to get my magic mushrooms or to get my LSD? Well, I don't share those here because that would be probably not wise. I don't want to get myself in trouble or anybody else in trouble. Now, granted, there are a lot of areas in the world, and even in the U.S., that psilocybin is either legal or decriminalized. And it is legal to talk about this. People say to me all the time, like, why, Dr. Dave, why are you, this is dangerous when you start talking. No, it's not. No, I'm allowed to talk about this medicine because, again, there are areas that it is totally legal or decriminalized. What I'm not allowed to do is probably in certain areas show you or say that I'm microdosing right now as we speak, or because that would be incriminating myself. But no, to talk about the medicine and the benefits, that's totally fine. Again, was that another tangent, or did I ask the question? No, there's no real things that don't make the cut. Now, when you want to find out about where the best sources are, we do talk about on Patreon. That I've told you about Patreon many times. And it's always in the show notes and my website, microdoseu.com. And on that, since it is a paid platform, we do talk about it there. How do you keep your authenticity in a world obsessed with algorithms and numbers? Now, this is a great question. And I will be honest with you, something that I sometimes struggle with quite a bit. Like I'm a nerd in a way, so I love to check stats, and not just with podcasts, but I check financial stats. What do I check? I check stats for my podcast here. I check what else do I check stats for my health. I check things, like my heart rate variability, blood pressure, sleep. I check all these stats all the time. So I'm a nerd, and so yes, I'm checking stats to see how well the podcast does. And that can be dangerous because it's not all about the stats. Because the first time I ever turned this microphone on, when I first started this podcast, I said to myself and to you, I said, I don't know how many people are going to be watching or listening, but if I just help one person, if I help one other human being out there somewhere on this planet, then I'm thankful for that, and my job is done. So I shouldn't really care about the stats at all. And I really don't for the most part, although the nerd part of me does sometimes. But what do I do about algorithms? Well, I said, if I put an episode out that says, this is the absolute beginner's guide to microdosing magic mushrooms, then that's going to be one of my better episodes statistics wise. But I try not to worry about that. I try to put episodes out that will resonate with you and and that will help your life. That's the most important thing to me. Okay, just to let you know, I edited out a cough just now. So that's why if you're watching it on YouTube and you see like a little split, you'll know it wasn't because I said something wrong. It wasn't because I went No, it's because I edited a cough out. That's all. It's okay. I'm back though. Dr. Dave, what does it mean to you when listeners tell you that Microdose U has changed their life? Well, in a short answer to that, it means the world to me. I don't remember, and I don't have this exactly in front of me, but probably I think about a year ago, a woman either messaged me or commented on YouTube after one of my episodes. And since I don't have it in front of me, I'm going to have to just paraphrase it, but it's okay because you'll understand. She said to me something like, Dr. Dave, you probably will never understand that you actually saved my life. Now, I could take that a few different ways, but however I take it, at that moment, I realized that not only did I change a life, but I saved a life. And again, that means, I probably can't put into words what that means to me. Because I will tell you, I'm not doing this for the money. there's some money in it. I do make some, I'm going to be very transparent here. I do make some money in it. I make some money through the one-on-one coaching. I make some money through our Patreon, which has turned out to be an unbelievable platform. And I think the next question actually asks a little bit about that. So I make a little bit of money. I'd be lying to tell you that I don't make any money. I do, and I'm not ashamed of that. I work really hard, so I'm not ashamed of that at all. But I do this. The reason I do it is not for the money. I am financially okay. I'm a retired dentist. I had a speaking business I spoke in the dental professions. I was a public speaker, and I owned a business where I helped dentists all over North America. And I definitely made some really good money, and I've invested it. And so I am okay. At age 70, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm not like super, super wealthy, but I've also have enough that I'm okay. So the reason I'm telling you this is I'm not in this for the money. There are a lot of podcasters and people on YouTube that are really just, you can tell they're doing it for the money. You can tell. It's pretty easy to tell. I hope you can tell that I'm not in this for the money. I'm in this to truly share my story and help people that have gone through exactly what I've gone through and make them feel better, including you, make you feel better every single day and live the best life you possibly can. Because how would that be if everybody here, if we're all living our absolute best lives? I would say that is just incredible thing. So that's why I do this. Where was I? Oh yeah. What does it mean when listeners tell you Microdose U changed that? It means the word. And let me tell you, I get this all the time. And if I've changed your life, write it to me and let me know. I'd love to know. And I keep everything confidential. I promise you there. Everything is confidential. I wonder what that sounds like on audio only. And if you're watching me on YouTube, you can see that I'm taking a sip of this beautiful oolong tea. But if you're on audio only, you probably hear like a little slurp. And that's okay, because like I said, this particular episode, anything goes. How has your Patreon community influenced the direction of your content? That's a great question. It really hasn't changed my content on this show at all. The regular podcast, YouTube audio, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. It hasn't changed anything about that content. Every episode, I give it to you from my heart, from start to finish. And every episode, as I look into the camera and speak into the mic, I think I'm helping a lot of people. But what the Patreon community has done, and if you're brand new to me, we have a community called Patreon. It's a paid platform. It's paid, but it's only $12.50 a month. I mean, a few cups of coffee, right? But that community has turned into one that I just feel like we're helping people in this community on a different level now, because we all kind of have gotten to know each other. It's a small enough community that we all help each other, know each other. We do share sourcing. We know I've got some trusted sources that I've learned to know over the years, and we do share that there. But I will say this, I'm not looking for people to come in to Patreon and pay for 1 month and then skedoodle out of there. That's not what it's about. It really isn't. So it's about forming this community that people feel like we're part of a family and we stay together. And, families generally don't break up unless something really bad happens. Families stick together, and that's what this Patreon is. So I invite you to come in and join us, but again, not for a month. That's not going to do anybody any good, including you. It's not the way we work. I'm inviting you to come in and stick it out and join our family. And stick it out's not a right word, because that implies that something's bad, but you got to stick it out. No. That was bad choice of word. But as I promise, I'm not going to edit. Join our community and join our family and feel the love. Feel the love from everyone else here. And I want to share this. I got a message this morning from somebody on Patreon. Let me see if I can get to it here. I won't give his name because on Patreon also we keep everything totally. I could give first name, that's okay, but we keep everything totally private and confidential. So first name would be okay. His name's Dan, and Dan shared with me, said, "Been great to have found such a wonderful community. I've been listening to you for a while, and I woke up one morning with a oh, what the hell attitude, meaning that, okay, I've heard about this Patreon thing. I haven't done it yet, but now, yeah, what the hell? I'm going to try it." And the last thing he said in that little comment was, "It paid off," with one of these, I don't know, these rock on emoji. I can't even do it. A rock on emoji. He said that I said, "I'm going to use your quote." And he said, "Only if you promise to use the rock on emoji." So I will. I did. Although I probably didn't do it right. What direction do you do it in? I don't know. But anyway, Dan he's one example of people that have joined this family and said, like, pretty much in so many words, like, I should have done this earlier. This community is full of love and help, and it's a judgment-free zone. Nobody judges anyone else. And again, we've agreed to keep everything confidential. And I'm also going to share, I don't know how to find this. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm going to share, where is it? Here it is. Maybe here it is. I'm going to share a few new members that recently joined, that I can thank them. And again, only first names: Charlie, Linda, Rainey, Pete, Maya, BN, Dan, Travis, Aquafire, Misty, Doy, Otto. Those are a few that just joined. And I'm so grateful for this community. The link is in the show notes, and it's on the website as well, microdoseu.com, Patreon. And many people now, I find, they're just paying for when you pay for a year of it in advance, and it's still pretty cheap. When you pay for a year in advance, you get, I think you get 10% off or something like that. And then you don't have to worry about anything, and then you're just done. And we're all loving it. Okay, enough about that. I mean, I shouldn't say enough about that because it's a really important part of this show now, the Patreon community. But the people that it's made for will gravitate towards it, and the people that just, and there's nothing wrong with it just lurking and just listening to the podcast every week as well. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I still love you and love everyone that's involved in this whole movement. What do I think separates the Microdose U audience from other psychedelic communities? I'll tell you, I've listened to some of the other shows out there. I've listened, and I've got to be honest, and I don't want to diss anybody. It's not really right, especially in this community, but I haven't found another show that I think the host or the speaker, whoever's speaking into the mic or looking at the camera, I have not found another show that I feel that it's a real community and real love in there. I mean, yeah, there's shows out there that are, they're spouting out scientific facts about psilocybin. Okay, and that's great. If you want to know some scientific facts or studies, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I haven't found another show out there, and if there is one, let me know. I'd like to watch it or listen to it, that I truly feel like the love and help from. I've just not found another show like that in this psychedelic community. So I'm happy that I think I've got the one. I mean, because I'm not just giving scientific data. That's not what I want to do. I'm giving true support, love, and help. And I understand that everybody out there is different, and everybody's on a different timeline, and everybody needs different type of message also. So that's why I think mine's different, because it's coming from my heart. And I haven't found that on any other show. If someone asked you to describe Microdose U in one word, what would it be? Microdose U, if they asked me to describe it in one word, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say love. because that's what I'm feeling from this community and from my followers here. That's what I'm feeling. And I hope I'm giving that because, at the end of every episode, how I end every episode. If you're brand new here, wait for it. Wait for it. It's coming up. How I end every episode. And I've done it for years. So I think love would have to be the word to describe Microdose U in one word. Where do you see Microdose U heading in the next few years? I don't know, other than I continue to just speak from my heart, share new developments, share new experiences. Like 1 year ago, I wasn't sharing anything about LSD, microdosing LSD. Then I started experimenting with that myself, and I found that it's absolutely like amazing. So whatever I'm learning about, whatever I'm experiencing, and also learning about from other people, other followers, I'm sharing that. So that's how the show is going to evolve. Patreon is actually, I'll speak to you about Patreon again. We're just talking this morning in the group, on the WhatsApp platform that's part of Patreon. When you get into Patreon, you're part of that app as well. We're talking about having so we have like a main thread that we all talk about, help each other out with, and all about microdosing. But we're also now talking about having some subgroups, some sub threads, and one of them was what was one of them about? One was possibly about even like talking about athletics. A lot of people in our Patreon group are athletes as well, and we want to know more. We want to talk more about how microdosing psychedelics can help athletic performance and our health. There's something else that I think. Let's see, what was it about? What was it? This is really important, so hang on there. Integration. We want to have maybe we're thinking about having a subgroup on integration, people that are interested in talking more about that. Somebody even mentioned religion this morning, how if we are a certain religion, or if we are religious, and trust me, we don't talk a lot about religion, and not everybody is at all, but some people are like people of faith in this and they want to know, is it okay to do it if I'm in a certain faith because it's not in, I don't know what the word would be, like the scriptures or the Bible or whatever. And there was a really interesting discussion about that. Like, is it okay to microdose if I'm of a certain faith? And so that would be possibly a really good subgroup. So that's some of the ways I see Microdose U heading into the future, having like this, not only this really great Patreon community, but even having subgroups that branch off and talk about really, really specific things that with people that are thinking, what's the word I'm looking for? Like-minded people. That's what I should say. Like-minded people. What's something you've learned from your audience that totally shifted your perspective? I don't know about shifting my perspective, but something I'll share with you. This is really bizarre. And I think I learned not to give in to bullies, because when you put yourself out there like this, I've got a decent following, a decent number of followers here, and they're all different. Everybody's different. That's why I don't talk about anything political here. I don't really talk about religion or religious views much, because everybody's different. We could do that in a subgroup on Patreon, but I wouldn't go political. But religious, yeah, maybe, but not political. But about a year ago, around the time of the election, about a year ago, let's face it, it was a tough election. Our country is divided, very difficult stuff going on. And I had a follower, not only a follower, but somebody that I looked at as a friend, because he would email me often. And we get into these conversations. And he was like a really good follower. Sometimes he offered suggestions about the show. He asked me who I was voting for in the election. And when I told him, I just don't want to, it's something I just don't talk about, he was offended and very upset, because he thought there's a chance I'm not on his side. And he made it very clear that unless I'm voting for the candidate that he is voting for, he's going to quit. He's no longer going to listen to me. And I had to say, and as of right now, I feel like I remember his first name, but I'm not going to give it. It's not fair. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but he said, well, if you don't tell me, I'm not going to listen to this show anymore. I'm gone. And I kind of had to say in a very nice way, I'm really sorry that's the way that's come to that. And that's the way you feel, but I can't stop you. But that doesn't mean I'm going to give in and start talking politics with you. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it. And he left, never to be heard from again. And I was bullied, but I don't give in to bullies. 99% of the people that follow me and write in are extremely kind and respectful. And we don't have to be on the same page politically. I don't even ask. I don't care. I don't ask what religion you are. I don't ask what nationality you are, because it doesn't matter. We're all human beings. We all want the same thing. When it comes down to it, we want to be kind. We want to be healthy. We want to feel good every day, and we want to be able to help other people. And, we want to, that's what it comes down to. And when I'm bullied, no, I don't give in to that. So that was what was that question? What's something you learned from your audience that shifted your perspective? Yeah, not to give in to bullies ever. And that's a good thing for your life as well. Don't give in, don't succumb to bullies, because it'll be never ending. It doesn't work. If you could go back and give early podcaster Dave one piece of advice, what would it be? Never to worry about statistics, never to worry about how many people are following you, never to worry about doing this for any reason other than helping one other person that's listening or watching on the other end. And that's all I should care about. And from the beginning, that's kind of what I felt anyway. So I'm giving myself advice 4 years ago I'm giving myself my 4 year, how do I say this? Myself from 4 years ago, I'm giving that person advice, but I think I followed it anyway. Just record the best episode you can from your heart. If you help one person, then you've done your job. And guess what? I think I've helped a lot more than one. This might be the last question. Wow. And it's weird because these aren't in any order. So it's like a weird last question. It's not like a how do I sum up this entire experience, which maybe I should do. But so how do you personally measure success now? Downloads, impact, or something else entirely? Well, I've already told you, I don't measure my success by downloads. I don't measure my success by money coming in. I measure my success by somebody writing into me and saying something like, David, you saved my life, or you helped my life, or you helped me do this, or thank you for your smile. Or that's how I measure success. And maybe that is a great way to end the show, because again, it's not about anything other than realizing that I'm helping other human beings out there all over the planet. Some I've met in real life, some I've met virtually, some I don't even know who they are because they just want to hang in the background and be anonymous, and that's totally fine with me as well. As long as I'm helping, that's all that matters to me. So I was wrong. Maybe that was a great last question. See, I'm not always right. I never claimed to be right. I don't even know how to sum it up. I've been a teacher, never a teacher in a school system, but like even when I was in dentistry, I love to teach other dentists how to become better dentists and how to become more successful in their dental practice. Let's face it, if a dentist is a good dentist but not successful, then they have to shut their doors down, and that's not a good thing for anybody. So I help dentists in many different ways. So I've always been like somewhat of a teacher. Even in real life, I've helped a lot of my friends with situations they're in, problems. I've always, from an early age, I think I've always loved to help others and to teach others. And I'll keep doing this. I see no reason to stop, because what am I going to do? I mean, I've got a lot of things that I love to do personally in my life. And we're getting into the ski season pretty soon right now. Skiing is one of them, and being outdoors and hiking and things like that. But I don't want to just ski and hike every day and without any kind of purpose. That's not fulfilling enough for me. But knowing that I've got this purpose and this mission and helping others, and then being able to do the other things that I love, I think that's like a good life. So I thank you. Brand new episode that comes out every Wednesday on YouTube, here on YouTube, and here on Spotify, Apple, and probably a lot of other places I can't even think about right now or mention. If you haven't done this yet, check the show notes of every episode. They're pretty much the same, because I give a lot of links that are important, including how to get to our Patreon. What else am I going to say? We do one-on-one coaching in case somebody's first starting, or even if you've been into this for a while and you're kind of stuck and you don't know what direction to go. And we do some one-on-one coaching. It's always on the website and in the show notes. You'll find it if you want to. It's easy to find. And I will see you next week. And again, the way I end every episode, which I'll do right now. And if you're brand new, I'm referencing, somebody asked me the one word I use to describe the show. It's love. It's about love. This show is about love. And I sign off every week saying, I love you. And when I say that, it's not just empty words. First of all, I don't have to say that. Nobody's making me say that. My podcast would still be successful if I didn't say that. But I mean it. I feel the love coming from you, and I want to tell you that I love you. And if you need a shoulder to lean on, or just, you've got it right here. You've got a community. I'll see you next time. Please write in and let me know what you thought about this episode. I'd love to know. I'd love to get the feedback from you. Okay. Dr. Dave, and I will see you next time.